With Phase 3 Classic fresh on the horizon and the release of Blackwing Lair, I'm going to teach you a reliable method to tank the guild breaker, Vaelestrasz the Corrupt. In this video, I'll share with you some secrets and tips that the veterans are using to make tanking this boss a breeze. This encounter all boils down to having a solid opener. We're going to show you how to blow your load right off the rip to allow for maximum threat. To start things off, we want to stack 100 rage in Berserker stance on the mobs prior to the boss. Just white hit them while your raid burns them down. Engage the dialogue from behind the boss so that he is facing the back of the room. Walk behind him and get yourself positioned right underneath his. This is the time to battle shout and double check that you are definitely in Berserker stance. If you've accidentally got the wrong stance, just have someone in your party shout for you so that you can save your blood rage for Death Wish. With 4 seconds left until combat, we're going to Death Wish, Wreck, switch to defensive stance, Trinket and MRP. From there, we will be spamming Bloodthirst and Heroic Strike simultaneously for the moment the boss spawns. Since we're hitting it from the back, we can guarantee the Bloodthirst and Heroic Strike will crit for that massive snap threat. And from there on, it's the usual rotation of Bloodthirst on cooldown with Revenge and Sunder filling the spare globals, whilst maintaining 100% uptime on Heroic Strike. MRP and Earth Strike will not use a GCD, but if you are using another trinket that does, for example Diamond Flask, you should use this earlier in the rotation. Here is a list of trinkets that do and don't require a GCD. If you're feeling light on healers, you could also use Last Stand or Life Giving Gem on the opener, but the big brain move here will be some free fire resist. If you're running 0 FR, Flame Breath will hit as hard as a crushing blow. Plan ahead with your raid leader to get the UBRS buff. Be sure to use a Juju Ember, Mark of the Wild, and the Shaman Totem or Paladin buff at bare minimum. Having all of these buffs means that you can use your favorite tanking pieces instead of swapping stuff out for FR. It's the same story for Firemore. You can pre-pop a GFPP after Razorgore if you like, but it will share a cooldown with your MRP, so be mindful. Also, don't forget to carry a health stone and some Whipperroot tubers for those extra oh shit moments. The Burning Adrenaline mechanic targets a mana user on the first and second cast, but will always target the tank on the third. This means that you have 45 seconds to smoke the dragon or you will die. This is the reason the fight has to be done so fast. The threat must be strong enough so the DPS can pump. Also, the longer the fight goes on, the harder it will be to hold off the executing warriors. Nail this opener and give yourself a big head start. If you're playing on Anniversary Realms, you don't want your main tank losing world buffs to this encounter early in the raid. If you do so happen to go past the 45-second mark and find yourself with Burning Adrenaline, you can cheese it by hearthing out before you die. You'll have 15 seconds from the time of debuff, and because of the way it works, your Hearthstone cast will be instant. Hearth out, save your buffs, get summoned back, and continue the raid. With Essence of the Red, we essentially have infinite rage. This means that we can use Heroic Strike every single swing without having to worry about affording Bloodthirst. You should set up your hotkeys in such a way that you can comfortably spam Heroic at the same time as your other abilities. Some warriors like to use the mouse wheel. I like to use R with Sunder and BT on 1 and 2. You'll want to take advantage of the Heroic Strike's bonus threat by using the fastest main hand that you have. Here are some unique weapons that might work for you. If you're already using AQ40 or Nax weapons with decent weapon speed, don't bother swapping to these. If you really want to take this to the next level, you could create a cast sequence macro for one spammable button that will perfect the opener for you. But this can come with its own complications. It's up to you. Either way, I would highly suggest that you take the time to practice this opener before the raid. Park up in Thunderbluff, give yourself a pool timer, record the gameplay so that you can watch it back and see how you went. Remember, there is more than one way to play World of Warcraft. Make of it what you will.